On today's episode, we're going to talk about how to play basketball. Welcome to X-Ray Basketball, the show that takes a deeper look into basketball. I'm Coach Logan, and on this channel, we provide an opportunity for coaches and players to improve their knowledge and understanding in the game of basketball through game film. Before we jump into the video, we want to let you know that we've actually created a free document that you can download in the description down below. Inside this free download is a complete breakdown of everything that we talk about in this video, plus a few bonus items. Once you've got your free download, follow along as we talk about how to play basketball as we step into the X-Ray. So the first thing we're going to look at is basic passing. Passing is when you throw the ball from one teammate to the other. The goal of passing is to move the ball quickly, trying to find a teammate that is not guarded. Passing is an important skill for all basketball players to have because it's one of the hardest things to guard. In all of these clips, the ball is moving faster in the air than the defense can run on the ground. This is why passing is such an advantage for the offense. Sharing the basketball quickly with teammates can force the defense to move out of position, in return giving the team with the ball an advantage or an open shot. The throw-ahead pass is meant to beat a defense down the floor before they are set to defend the basket. It's important for the player with the ball to pick their head up and look down the court to find an open teammate. If you have an open teammate ahead of the ball and ahead of the defense, a throw-ahead pass can lead to easy shots. The next pass we're going to look at is the skip pass. Instead of the pass being up the court from one end to the other, it's now across the court from one side to the other side. This can be a very effective pass if the defense is out of position and leaning to one side of the court. Oftentimes, the defense will turn their head towards the ball and lose sight of offensive players that are behind them. Another way of sharing the basketball is called a dribble handoff. Two teammates will still share the basketball in a dribble handoff, but instead of a traditional pass, the ball handler will dribble towards a teammate and either handing off or tossing the ball to them. This is a good way of getting the ball to a teammate who is guarded closely, or if you want to create an advantage for the offense. Now let's talk about moving without the basketball, and the first move we'll look at is the basket cut. The basket cut is when an offensive player without the basketball cuts or runs to their basket. This cut or move can catch a defense out of position and lead to the cutter receiving the ball or even an open shot. The next cut is the flash cut. Here, an offensive player cuts towards a teammate in possession of the basketball. This flash cut can make you an outlet for a teammate in possession of the basketball that may have limited options. Now let's talk about screening. Screening is using your body position to help a teammate get open. The first screen we're going to look at is the down screen. The screener setting a down screen will start at the top of the court, then step down towards a teammate using their body as a barrier between your teammate's defender. It's important to hold your position and not move during the screen. Moving during the screen is considered illegal and will be called an offensive foul. A back screen is similar to a down screen, except the action now starts from the bottom of the court, moving up towards the top. Here the screener steps up towards a teammate, allowing him to get open for a shot. Another common screening action is the cross screen. Often called a flex screen because of its use in the flex offense, a cross screen can catch a defense out of position while sending a teammate towards the basket. The final screen we'll talk about is the ball screen, commonly called a pick and roll. This screen involves a screener and the teammate with the basketball. Like all of the previous screens, the screener uses their body as a barrier between the defense and their teammate with the basketball. This ball screen is one of the hardest screens to defend and commonly forces the defense in tough positions. Defenses that don't communicate well during ball screens can become out of position and leave offensive players open. Offensive players with the ball in their hand have the opportunity to drive to the basket. This dribble drive action can produce a direct path to the basket for the ball handler. A defensive foul is when an offensive player is hit in an illegal manner by the opposing team. If this offensive player is fouled while attempting to shoot a 2-point shot, they are awarded 2 free throws. The same for if they were attempting a 3-point shot, they would be awarded 3 free throws. And a free throw is a rewarded opportunity for an offensive player that was fouled by a defensive player. The player that was fouled will step to the free throw line and shoot 1 free throw at a time, each free throw counting for 1 point. An offensive rebound is when a team in possession of the ball attempts a shot, misses, but a member of that shooting team gains possession of the basketball. This often provides an opportunity for the offensive team to get another shot. If a shot bounces off the backboard or the rim and a teammate tips it back in, this also counts as an offensive rebound and a made field goal. Now let's switch gears and talk about defense. We just talked about offensive rebounding, but the defense can also gain rebounds too. If the team with the ball attempts a shot and misses at the basket, and the opposing team gains the ball, this is considered a defensive rebound. A defensive rebound is often a change in possession of the ball from one team to the other. One of the best ways to get in position for a defensive rebound is called a box out. Similar to using your body for a screen, a box out is when a defender uses their body to keep an offensive player away from the ball during a shot. Upon gaining possession, this defender is awarded a defensive rebound. A deflection is often the result of an active defender using their hands or body to get in the way of a pass. Sometimes these deflections can lead to the ball going out of bounds and the offense maintains possession but must restart their offense. Other times a deflection might actually lead to a change of possession where a defense earns the ball. This turnover of possession from an offensive player to a defensive player is called a steal. In these clips, you'll see a defensive player chase down the basketball and earn possession of it. Many times these steals by the defense can lead to quick changes of possession and open shots. A loose ball is when the possession of the basketball is no longer maintained by the offense or the defense. These loose ball opportunities may be a result of a mistake by an offensive player or deflections and other actions by the defensive player. Both offensive and defensive players have an equal opportunity to gain possession on a loose ball. Next, we'll look at a blocked shot. This happens when an offensive player attempts to shoot the basketball and a defensive player knocks it away with their hand. This defensive action can stop players from scoring and can lead to offensive or defensive rebounds depending on which team gains possession. Another way to stop an offensive player is to take a charge. A charge is awarded to a defensive player who is in legal position and is then struck by the offensive player. The offensive player is given an offensive foul, and the defensive player who took the charge will earn possession of the basketball for his team. We hope today's episode has given you a better understanding of some of the beginner basics of how to play basketball. If you enjoyed today's episode, smash that like button. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe and click that notification bell so you'll be notified when our future videos come out. And I know we didn't talk specifics on how to dribble or shoot a basketball, but for more on those subjects, I highly recommend that you check out Impact Basketball. Impact Basketball is one of the world leaders in basketball performance and skills training. They've worked with NBA and college players, and they even offer resources for youth coaches and youth basketball players. For more on Impact Basketball and to gain access to their library of resources, check out the link in our description down below. Question of the day: what was one new thing that you learned from today's video? And what are some subjects that you'd like to see us discuss in future videos? Let us know in the comments down below. And until next time, keep learning and keep practicing until we see you in the next episode of X-Ray Basketball.